Hey everybody, it's Saturday, it's time for Off the Ledge, and it's August 2nd. We're in Lammas, which is the kind of the pagan festival, which is an agricultural kind of a tradition to celebrate the first harvest of the year. So, happy Lammas. If you are a member of this channel, you are invited to our psychic party. It's happening tonight. 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I bumped it up by an hour, so take note of that. So what I want to talk about today is that a lot of people are really getting hammered with the energy of change that we're in. It's really a good idea to take the day off. I mean that. It's really a good idea to take the day off. And during that day off that you may decide to take today, when thoughts pop into your head about how horrible things are in the United States of America, because they will, we all know that, make a conscious choice to direct your thought to the alternate thought of something really positive occurring. You'll notice a shift in your physiology. I know that there's a preponderance of all bad news out there. But it cannot be true that there's no good news. Zero, zip, no good news, nothing to give you any glimmer of hope. It cannot be true. That's an impossibility. So when you're feeling completely distraught and drained, if that's what's going on for you today, listen to me. Take the day off. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere, and 99% of us here are, it's summer. And hopefully it's bearable heat where you are. There are things you can do in summer that you can't really do other times of the year. And one of them is maybe go to a farmer's market. But take the day off in order to reboot. Because you don't want to be like bad news heavy and nothing else. These are times where we have to make a conscious, concerted effort. I know it's never been like this in our histories. But we have to make a conscious, concerted effort to keep our thoughts on what is possible. Kamala Harris is back onto the scene. Is she our savior? No, we shouldn't consider anybody to be our savior. We're our own saviors. And how we deal with our energy makes a big difference on the collective. We'll talk more about that as the days go on. But first, let's see what Ernest Holmes has to say. Let's see. We can be in a state of gratitude for all those years that maybe we didn't deserve it, but just based on some people in the collective's behavior, all those years that we've had where we had relative peace. Be grateful for that. I'm not saying that you're not, but I just wanted to say that. Okay, I live fully today. The wisest man who ever lived said there is a truth that can set you free from fear, unhappiness, and death itself. He said that this truth is already within you. Suppose you accept this spiritual wisdom, since the one who gave it was able to prove his claims, that there is a truth that can set you free from fear, want, unhappiness, and death itself. Don't you think that this great and glorious person, Christ, was telling you that the kingdom of your good is here today? Let's pause and give our own impressions to ourselves of what a Christ means to us, without the religious dogma. The light. It's about the light that resided with him and within all great spiritual leaders and teachers. Don't you think that this great and glorious person was telling you that the kingdom of your good is here today? Now, this means that evil, no matter what face it wears or what form it takes or how many people believe it, is never a thing in itself, evil. Christ did not say that evil has no reality as an experience. He did say that you should not judge according to appearances. He said that you are to live as though the kingdom were already yours. No matter what the negations of yesterday may have been, your affirmations of today may rise triumphant over them. Cease weeping over the mistakes of yesterday and steadfastly beholding the face of the great and divine reality, walk in that light wherein there is no darkness. And so it is. What I love about this, thank you, Ernest, is it's saying what I just said in different words. So when I say take the day off, that is so that you can walk in that light wherein there is no darkness more easily today. All the heinous things that are being exposed that are really unpleasant to think about can be defeated by our focus on the light. And the seagulls are singing back in agreement. Let's listen to Kathy Beale for today. We're in a new month, and let's see what today's astrology is.
This is Kathy Beale of EmpowermentUnlimited.net with Astro Insight for August 2nd, 2025. Today's a day of choices. Intensifying your commitment to certain emotional connections and, above all, to taking care of yourself. Cutting out some people, cutting out some situations, making peace with certain demons that have been floating around in your subconscious. And if there's been triangulation going on somewhere, well, you don't want to be caught on a kiss cam at a Coldplay concert. That's all for now. This is Kathy Beale.
Yeah. Focus on the good. Focus on the good. Last night at PNN, I mentioned that I have this quote, I am an optimist. It does not seem too much use being anything else. It's by Winston Churchill. Be an optimist today. Of all the bad things that can happen, there's also an equally and better good thing that can happen. And I did take a quote today that I want to read to you. This is by Abraham Hicks. Once you've decided that you want something, the opposite of it is going to be very much part of your awareness too. Once again, once you've decided that you want something, the opposite of it is going to be very much a part of your awareness too. Really good. What needs to be healed needs to be revealed. When you think about these horrible, horrible crimes against children and young women, that whole subject area, it's not like it just happened. It had been going on for decades. And now it's being revealed. So keep perspective. Be the alchemist. Transmute that negative energy into positive. I realize that I'm going on and on and on about it, but it's for a reason. I think it just bears repeating. Shift your focus. Be an activist. You might be going to a protest today, which would be wonderful. Be the optimist in the group. And I found those rallies and protests to be very optimistic and very much into empowerment. Power to the people. Oh, I'm using the wrong deck to pull 3 cards for today. Let's do... I've got a few decks here on my table. If you'd like to book a reading, please go to psychicannetdion.com. And those of you that do, just know that you're helping me to pay my bills, and that's a big deal, because YouTube has still got me in the zone of barely getting beyond 1,000 views. maybe pray and intend for me about that. Those of you that do that kind of thing, and there's a lot of you. Join us for Church of Spirituality tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern also. This is exactly what I'm saying about today. When I started at the beginning of PNN last night, I started by saying that I had just come off reading so many major breaking news headlines that my head was spinning. So we need to slow it down. This is an unnatural pace for our brains to be at in terms of all the information that's abhorrent that's coming in. We're in the time of the great reveal. So there's a great intensity, right? But do understand that we're in this as a world consciousness, not as just the United States. Other countries are going through absolute hell. Pray for the people in Gaza. Send money to AmeriCares.org if you can. Do what makes you feel like you're making a difference, because we're in this together as one world. What we're going through in America is not really just about America. So let's count our blessings, slow down. We have to slow down from the great intensity and the great intensity of the speed that we're having to run at, but not continuously. There's no better way than to burn out than to just keep going and going and going in your mind. And we are the world, and we'll do this together. And speaking of keeping on going and going in your mind, if you think that's what's going on for you, think about all these perpetrators of evil that are always running from getting caught in some way. That can't be a peaceful life. So be glad that you're you today. Members, please join us tonight for our Lamas Psychic Party, 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to take advantage of the presentations that I've been doing, the 5-day presentation, today's day 3, is called How to Be Powerful. All right, so look for those under the videos. Same places here. Have a great day, and I'll see you real soon. Mark your calendar for Church of Spirituality tomorrow and Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Bye. Namaste.